Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Fetch Quest.
I am here with my co-host. I'm Guy. We have Logan Brewer.
Sup?
We have Jaden McLean,
What's up?
and we also have Hayden Crawford with us.
What's up?
So, guys, this is episode one. How do we feel? How do we feel about this?
I'm kind of vibing. Had a pretty good day of work, so
I'm
I'm up to
excited.
talk.
That's
Big
awesome.
vibe, big vibe.
So
And
for
after looking at my collection, I think I have an interesting topic for us tonight.
that will be very good. For our
Yeah.
very new fans, this is going to be a podcast essentially about geeks being geeks and nerds being nerds. So essentially, so to be more specific, we are going to be talking about video games not only as a medium, but also just going into how they're made, what we like about them, give some gaming news, except basically anything that is video game related, we will probably talk about it. Whether it's news, whether it's stuff we just want to like give discussion about.
Maybe artistic value too,
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, because video games are an
or
artistic
art.
medium. Yeah, they
They
are.
are
They really are. It's
Yes.
like it goes
like
into the
Xenoblade
argument.
2. That is the most artistic game of all time.
Okay, so a running joke that will probably be told throughout this entire thing is I really am not the biggest fan of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm gonna be
What are you
honest.
talking about? That's your favorite game, guy.
Guy, you just need to remember, people are entitled to their
You love
opinions,
it.
no matter how wrong they are. They are entitled to them.
Oh, man.
Like people that think FIFA is a good series, along with Madden.
Oh, you
It's
just
crazy
you
because
messed
like
up so bad.
Oh god.
there are so many people that I know that only own gaming systems just so they can play like the new Madden or FIFA game, and it's really sad to me because
There's so many good games.
they're wasting like $60 or $70 like every year. Like not even that. Like they buy all of them. So that's like I want to estimate like $200 per year on something that is copy pasted like every 365 days, and it's so
Yeah.
unfortunate because there's so many like
Me
other good
personally,
games.
I haven't.
What's up,
Yeah,
Jay?
like going into
What's up?
our
Me personally, I haven't played one of those games since like Xbox 360. Like I haven't game or anything
dude,
like
I
this.
think the last like sports game that I've even owned recently, I got it as like a gag gift for Dirty Santa, but then I traded it in to go get something better.
Oh yeah, the Tiger Woods game.
Yeah, the Tiger
Oh
Woods
yeah.
The Tiger.
PGA Tour.
Oh god.
So
I think I
so
know
that's
exactly what you're talking about too. My
But yeah, I
bro,
think
Zach,
going forward, our general topic is just gonna be some of our favorite consoles.
I'll let
So
y'all
I,
start out with that. Yeah.
yeah, I think too what guy was saying earlier with just people every year they only use it for sports games. I'm just gonna say there are so many other games you can play. Like even if you do get a sports game, I'm not gonna judge. Well, I'll judge a little bit, but at
Yeah.
least play some other games. Like especially if you have like an Xbox, you have like Game Pass. That's always a great option. All the
yeah, like there's
exclusives
so many
on
good games on
Switch,
Game Pass right now.
the PS5 with the PS4 backwards compatibility. There's so many good games on that.
Oh, don't forget PlayStation
Don't forget,
Plus.
guys' favorite game, Persona.
Oh yeah, love me some Persona.
Never forget Persona.
Still
Um,
need to play 3.
same here. So
That's on Game Pass too, isn't it? 3 and 4.
it
But I'm trying
is.
to
Yeah,
finish some
it
other
is.
stuff before I get to that. You know how those games are; they can be long.
So,
Guys is gonna bully me about not playing 5.
I am gonna believe you.
Wait, you haven't played 5?
I have played it, just haven't beat it.
How far are you into it?
Not that far.
Okay, I'm gonna bully you too. But consoles.
No.
Let's talk about some of our favorite consoles. Oh God,
So,
if I were to give like
yes,
a
I can
top,
hold the urge to bully Jay back and talk about something else.
so if I were to give like a
Nerd
top,
hasn't played Persona.
if I were to give like a top three favorite console systems, it would probably be the PS2,
Okay, that's a pretty good choice.
the Nintendo Switch,
All right.
and the PS5. Now, a lot of people are probably gonna like judge me on the PS5 one, but
I
I have
will
a
say
reason.
that's surprising. That's like your number one, or is that like in no specific order?
It's really in no specific order because like I mean
Okay,
like
I was I was gonna say like I can understand liking the PS5 that much, but having it as like number one, I don't know. I just can't
well,
see that right now.
well it's weird because like you're not gonna love the system. You're gonna love the games that the system can play. You know what I mean?
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
a console is nothing without its games. That's
It
why,
really
like,
isn't.
or systems too, and handhelds, like the Vita. I think the reason it failed compared to the 3DS is because the 3DS just had better games. Like, I know its launch lineup kind of sucked, but it got better over time, and then it was always way more appealing. Like, I can go over to my shelf right now and just see just quality, like Kirby, Planet Robobot, Triple Deluxe, Monster Hunter, the Mario games, Pokemon. Well, I
Well,
mean that's
speaking of,
debatable depending on who you ask, but I like
speaking
them.
of,
Animal
uh,
Crossing,
as of recording this episode, there will
yeah.
be 5 days remaining to have access to the Nintendo eShop on the 3DS and Wii U.
Oh yeah,
Which,
do hop on that, guys.
well, I highly doubt by the time this gets published it'll be open. So
Oh yeah, good point.
I would love to get a big rip in the chat for that. Jay, tell us some of your favorite
Yeah,
consoles, buddy.
rest in peace.
So my favorite, well,
Yeah, like
the
give us
first
like a
console
general
I,
rundown. Yeah.
the first console I ever owned was a PlayStation 2. So I love that. Had so much fun.
That's your first one?
But my top, I'd say that's my
Oh no, I mean that was like your
no in
the
no
first
general order.
console
I'd say that's probably like
you
my
ever owned.
yeah. That was my first console.
How
Yeah,
old are
that
you,
was the
Jay?
first console my dad got. I'm 18. Just turned
Really?
18
That's
March 11th.
I know the PS2 was like produced for a while because again that thing just kept selling,
Yeah.
but still
Oh yeah.
that's surprising that most people your age or my age I guess because I'm only 19. The earliest
Yeah.
console I would see at least on the PlayStation line was like the PS3.
Okay, so the first console,
Someone does what?
second console was an Xbox 360, where a lot of my time was spent playing Halo, a bunch of games. Like unpopular one that a lot of people probably didn't play was Wanted. It's a really old Xbox 360 game that kind of stuck in my.
What's it
I don't
about?
know why.
Yeah, tell us about it, man.
So so do you know the? It's based off a movie, I think, or maybe it's. I'm not entirely sure. It's the curving bullets shit. Right? Curved
Curving
bullets and stuff like
bullets.
that.
Curving Bullet.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of like the main gimmick of the game. Like you can curve your bullets around cover and kill enemies and stuff like that.
Sounds
What's it
pretty
called
Like, it's a
interesting.
movie. Like you guys have probably heard it.
Hold on. What's it called?
Wanted, just literally
Wanted.
wanted.
Wanted
Wanted.
game. We're gonna see what this is.
Yeah. I forget what
The
that
what was that?
specific one's called. I think there's probably only one game out.
Wanted
Good, you
Weapons
have it
of
pulled up?
Fire. I see a guy with a gun, and he looks like a ripoff of that one Metal Gear boss. Who?
I
Okay.
think.
What's
Yeah.
his name?
Found it. Is it Wanted Weapons of Fate?
Yeah, that's the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, bro, you're seeing the same thing tonight, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't this guy look like a ripoff Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear?
Dude, he does. He so does.
He does. And you're not. You know I'm not wrong. You know I'm not wrong.
Dude, I know the Xbox 360 too, it still used memory cards. Like, it had a hard drive, but you could use memory cards with it. It was just very niche. So I
Yeah.
can just imagine him reading your hard drive or memory card and be like, I see you play a lot of Call of Duty. Fucking casual.
It's like, I've noticed you played this game for 14 hours.
Oh, I remember that. Oh god, yeah, the memory cards.
No,
I see you have
the best thing ever is
3,000
like I've noticed you have 40,000 hours on Skyrim, but you haven't completed the main quest.
Yeah, Hayden.
Honestly, that sounds like the most Skyrim statement of all time.
But,
Honestly, yes.
Honestly.
sidetrack the
I
conversation
see you
a
have
little bit.
3,000 hours on Call of Duty and FIFA. You have no life.
To sidetrack the conversation a little bit, and we'll go back to consoles. About the topic of just like memory cards, like affecting games. Like going back to Psycho Mantis, like Metal Gear doing that, like legit was like a groundbreaking thing in video games, especially for a PS1 game. Because like if you
Dude, it
really
is
think about,
so cool.
because like for our audience who doesn't know, Metal Gear Solid 1 was a game that was made on the PS1 and was actually one of the first. It was one of like the first 3D systems to utilize like the memory card for its gameplay. And what would happen is that if you had other games on your PlayStation 1 that used memory card space, that was published by Konami, then during the Psycho Mantis boss fight in Metal Gear Solid 1, you would actually the game would actually look through your memory card and look at the games that you have on your save drive, and whatever happens would change the dialogue of Psycho Mantis. So like there would be reference to him saying, "Oh, so I see you like to play Castlevania, do you?"
It was a lot of
Which is
Konami games. I know like Suikoden or Suikoden. Yeah, I can't speak today, but that one would also read. I think like Azure Dreams too.
which is
It wasn't like
insane
a
for the time.
I haven't
massive
really played
list
Logan
of
games,
games,
so
but the fact that it
that's
was still in there is amazing.
Which is crazy because like no other games like really do that today. Like the best thing I can really give you is like maybe the Switch like recognizing some save data so you can get like uh
Special
your
bonuses and like
some
Pokemon.
yeah
rewards,
like your
stuff like that.
Mew and Brilliant Diamond and Jirachi if you have like Sword
Yeah,
and
it
Shield.
usually isn't anything massive though. Not anything that like involves voice acting too,
Which is
because
crazy because
I know
they didn't
there's
have to do that.
one. I know there's something really hard to do that it remakes and Legends Arceus. If you completed the Legends Arceus Pokemon, the BDSP, and you no, but yeah. So if you complete the Legends Arceus Pokédex and you go into BDSP, I forget what the requirements are, but you can get a shiny Arceus.
Wait, oh yeah,
oh
that is
yeah,
the thing. I
I forget
remember
what the
that.
requirements
Yeah.
are.
no, honestly,
I
I
forget what the
don't want
requirements
to
are.
get Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because I think they were lazy remakes. But at the same time, that's the only way to legitimately shiny hunt our Arceus. So if I can ever
Yeah,
find it for a decent price, I would do that.
I think
I'm
that
pretty
Like I'd still
sure
rather play
he's
my
shiny
original
locked on
copy of
Arceus.
Pearl. Yeah, he is shiny locked along with all the other legendaries, which kind of blows.
true.
But another cool thing with the memory cards, while we're still getting a little sidetracked, I'm holding it right now. The Dreamcast had the coolest memory cards because they were like mini systems. So basically, the memory card would plug in. It's called the VMU, and depending on the game, it would upload mini games onto it that you can play. So it has like a D-pad, A and B button, sleep, a mode. It is really cool because I played a game called Skies of Arcadia, and you can literally get bonus items in the game by playing the mini game on your VMU. And a lot of them are really basic, but some of them, like Chow Garden for like the Sonic Adventure games, are kind of like what the Tamagotchi were, like little virtual pets you take care of. Which, again, for a
Oh, okay, yeah,
memory card of all things, is really insane.
yeah.
that's awesome. Um, I hate to interrupt this, but I do think we need to go back to the consoles conversation.
Oh yeah,
Hayden,
definitely.
Hayden, tell us about some of your favorite consoles, whether you grew up on
All
them
right,
or you
all
just
right.
like, yeah.
So my first ever console was a GameCube. Love that thing.
That thing is amazing.
I
Oh,
love it.
The funny purple box.
Honestly, dude. Okay, I'm not that I'm not that invested in it, but those were the first games I played. Honestly, I think some of the best Star Fox games were on GameCube.
that's true. That's so true.
I love
Was it two games? Because I have like Star Fox Assault. I
I
remember I
know
think the other one was like Star Fox Adventure, the weird platformer one.
there's
Yeah,
at
that was the one.
least two. There's at least two because there was the dinosaur one that I don't remember
Yeah, I
what
think
it's
that was
called.
Adventure.
Uh,
I have Assault
Dinosaur.
on my shelf, but I don't have the one. Assault was the
And
normal Star Fox gameplay.
then yeah, that and then the other one. Those were fun. That was like the first shooter I ever played was that game. And
yeah,
then
dude, those
followed by
games.
the Teen Titans game for the GameCube. Love that thing.
What?
Weirdly
Yeah,
enough, I've actually heard decent things about that game.
yeah, dude.
Like I still don't know too much
I still
about
did
it, but
it.
it's actually decently reviewed.
A tie-in
And
game that's actually good. I've never heard of that before.
I mean, there is the Simpsons Road Rage. That's another GameCube
Oh
tie-in
yeah,
that's
dude.
really good.
That's a classic, dude. I love that one
Dude, the
too.
GameCube has so many
Yeah, well, like back then, people didn't care for it as much because, like, I think they were focusing mainly on like the stuff Xbox and PlayStation had at the time, like the big
Yeah,
Call
because
of
the
Duties
PS2
and
was
stuff.
out. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
PS2. Yeah, the PS2 at that
yeah. Well,
point was
another thing too is, if you guys didn't know, the GameCube used mini DVDs, so it can read normal DVDs, but that's only if you modify it. So the big selling point, or one of the things that helped the PS2 so much in sales, was the fact that it also functioned as a DVD drive, so you could just watch DVDs off it.
Not
And back then, consoles and even now today, they're still sold at a loss, so they could afford to sell it at a cheaper price than other fully functional DVD players. And and it was just really good. It was a bargain.
That's really sick, actually.
Because along with having a system to play with, you could this brand new technology, a DVD drive, you could watch stuff on that instead of like buying a more expensive DVD player that you can't play games on. So I
Dude,
think
plus
that really did help it in sales. Well, with the GameCube, while I love that system, mini DVDs suck.
yeah, but like back to what you were saying about modifying the GameCube. Have you seen the mods that they have for that shit? It's crazy.
Oh, dude, I love looking at the modding scene for consoles.
Like the one that lets you play Game Boy games on it, and then it also attaches a TV
I mean,
to it. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, really?
that wasn't a mod. That was the Game Boy player. That was an official
But
attachment
you
made
know
by
what I mean. Not like a
Nintendo.
mod, but like add-ons.
Yeah, add on.
Yeah.
Don't know.
No,
I don't know why.
I still have the mods though. Like the Dreamcast, part of the reason I love that system so much is because like some of the mods I've done to it.
I don't know why, but when you said like putting that thing on it like as an accessory, I thought of like upgrading your guns from like Resident Evil 2. Like
Honestly,
finding
dude. Honestly,
finding
not
attachment.
gonna lie. Now that you mention it, all I can think about now is like seeing the modded version next to the unmodded version is when you pack a punch of gun in like fucking zombies.
Oh yeah, and oh god, in Black Ops, yeah. Oh,
And like it changes the color because half the time you can't get the same color for the GameCube accessories as your
oh
GameCube.
yeah,
So it's like a mismatched color, but it looks better.
that's incredible. But
Yeah, I do. Game Boy players are black, but there were some like utter limited
Purple
variable
ones too.
console bundles that did match it. Like yeah, like if you wanted an orange one, I think you had to get it with like the spice orange bundle. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think
but
I've seen a couple that
there is
are
like an
orange.
orange attachment. It's just not nearly as common. And I think it was like Japan only
Probably.
for the.
Okay,
The attachment's easy to find. The disc is the thing that's super expensive. But a modded memory card grants all. So
on the topic of like consoles and whatnot, do we think like console generations should be like as they are now? Because I actually have an argument for why like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X/S like could have been waited, like could have been put off like a few years.
you know what I think though?
What?
The way things are heading with them trying to like with cross-platform and shit, eventually it's not gonna matter.
It's really
Eventually,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be able to play with each other, and it's not gonna matter whether you're on Xbox. Well, it might matter depending on like the single player exclusive games, but also eventually they're gonna come to other platforms like PC.
Yeah.
So true.
I'm kind of amazed more games aren't cross-platform. I know, like more games are coming out that are cross. I don't know. It just seems like one of those things that should be in almost every
Well,
game.
I know they don't do it because
Almost.
it's a bit harder.
There's some
to
games that
implement.
obviously shouldn't have.
Yeah, like it depends because
Yeah.
some developers will definitely have a harder time implementing that than others.
Yeah, like a lot of
That
indie
or like
developers.
like small developers.
yeah, indies would have the most trouble with that. I don't blame them for like even having
AAA.
multiplayer times
Yeah.
or like online multiplayer because again that's just hard to implement for like small dev teams.
Like an indie game
Okay.
recently that I actually really enjoyed was Splitgate. Like even though the game would be better with cross-platform. Wait, did it have cross-platform? Splitgate.
I'm
pretty
pretty
sure
sure
it
it's
did,
cross-platform.
Yeah.
Oh, it
No,
did
I
really.
played that
Yeah.
with Logan. So
Oh, dude,
other
okay.
Logan.
That's crazy.
On kind of a weird, like, not really on topic, but kind of like weird off topic thing. You want to know something I think was really cool that they did for the console versions of like Fallout 4?
But
I was so
What's up?
happy that they made their own little thing, for, like their own version of modding for those games that could go to either console.
Really?
Explain it.
Okay, so basically, they added an update, and it's in Skyrim Special Edition too, where there's this tab on your menu called the mod menu, and basically people can upload
I've
official
loved this so
mods.
much.
So, like, do you know what Nexus is for modding?
Dude, you gotta realize the
Yeah, I
only
do.
like real Bethesda games that I've played are like Doom
No, but,
and
like-
Eternal.
Nexus is just a modding thing in general.
I've heard. Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, okay, so it's like a modding platform. You go download the mod you want for a specific game. But what Bethesda and them implemented was an official way for people to upload mods, and it just automatically import them into the thing, so people could just download it from their consoles.
Oh, that's
Oh, I think I
sick,
know what
actually.
you're talking about. On the, like the original Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the original releases that were re-released on modern consoles like PS4 or PS5, but PS4 at the time, Switch and Xbox. If you made like a Bethesda account, well, it was originally required, but they took that away. But now, if you download the game, you make a Bethesda account, you can connect to a server and download like some extra maps and stuff. And a lot of them did originate from some really popular Doom mods.
That is
So
really sick, actually.
it isn't like a
Welcome.
massive hub that like you can just look through what everyone's made, but it is still cool that there is like an official way to play some of those modded maps because some of them are really good.
That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, and
I'm
dude,
not gonna lie.
some mods.
Mods was the only reason I got
Can you repeat
because I
that,
played it a lot on Xbox 360.
Yeah, you cut out again.
So
Can
I'm
you
not gonna
keep cutting
lie.
out?
So I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
you cut out
Mods
again.
were like the only. Are you just
Yeah,
messing
you
with
keep
me?
No,
cutting
we're
out.
not
I hate to
messing.
say it.
Yeah, the entire time
Oh,
you've been cutting
God.
out a lot.
Can you hear me now?
What game was it?
I was saying like the mod.
God dang it.
God dang it.
Why am I cutting
Uh,
out?
Try
our
leaving and
listeners,
rejoining.
Our listeners,
Yeah,
this,
yeah. 1 second.
this is what we like to call some first episode jitters, where we're still trying to figure out some stuff. So,
Technical
Anyway.
issues.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, I'm yeah.
Anyway,
Bad
back,
Wi-Fi connection.
back to the whole modding thing, dude. I really like them implementing it because like it's a single player game. Eventually, you're gonna do everything, and when you get mods added in, it changes everything.
yeah, that's true. But,
I think another cool console exclusive thing I've seen is are you guys familiar with Soul Calibur, the fighting
Wait,
game?
I know about it. Yes.
I played
Okay,
6
so-
for a little bit because it was on
What?
Game Pass, and I played Ivy for 2 reasons. One, I liked her whip sword because it reminded
Were
me
you
of
horny?
Violet from. Shut up! It reminded me of Violet from Smash, and I was horny.
I knew it. But yeah, a cool
You
thing
guys hear me
is
better now?
Soul. Oh yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah, we
Jay.
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2 released for the GameCube, PS2, I think, and Xbox. And on each version of them, they had version exclusive characters. So, like on the GameCube, you had Link from The Legend of Zelda. On the
I remember this. Yes.
oh yeah, no, again, it was still awesome. On the PS2, was it? I think you had like Heihachi from Tekken, or that could be the Xbox version. I could be wrong.
Ooh.
And then on a Xbox version, you had Spawn
Dude,
That
that's
is so
so.
from like
that's-
the comic series.
Yeah, you want to know what that reminds me of though? So you know how like when they do console ports, it's taken over by different people when they do ports to different medias.
Yeah.
So basically, so originally Terraria had no in game, so the console
Oh yeah, I
people
remember
made,
that.
the console people made their own in like other bosses and crap, and eventually, Relogic was like, "Yeah, we don't want this anymore."
This is completely off topic, but
Terraria's
like,
had some
I don't know if you
interesting
guys
evolution.
care about the Diablo games, but the open beta for Diablo 4 is out right now, and it's 92 gigabytes.
What?
You get access to,
Jesus
and you
Christ!
get access to the beta for 2 days. I'm not installing that for a day.
What?
90.
I'm probably,
Oh
Oh
my
wait, hold
god!
up. If that is just the beta,
92.
if that's just the beta, then how big is the game, like the base game, gonna be?
I don't know. The open beta is 92 gigabytes.
Oh
They
my
made a
god!
game. They made a game where you need a NASA computer to play the full game.
Jesus
Well, I mean,
Christ!
It's like fucking Minecraft story mode. You have to play it in acts.
Yeah. I'm not
Yo,
even
yo, yo,
bad
yo.
on
What if
that.
they do
I
it like
wouldn't say
Final
that's
Fantasy
more
VII?
so
Oh my
like
god.
yeah, I don't know if that's more of a like it's really impressive thing, which it probably is really impressive, but also companies nowadays are really bad about compressing their games
They're like,
Yeah.
guys,
or
listen.
optimizing them,
Call
especially
of Duty.
They're like,
yeah.
they're like, guys, listen. We made a whole separate version of the game that's just like the normal game, except it's all in the cow dimension.
I think. Yo,
Swear to God,
they actually.
we're just dogging on COD tonight.
No. This is gonna be a common theme, like us shitting on COD and all the like newer first-person shooters
Sports games.
and sports games. Because like they're bad. Like they're just bad. There's no sugarcoating it. The games are
I mean,
literally bad.
COD varies.
It depends on which one
But
you
but
talk
but
about.
but the sports ones, yeah, no, I'm not. I don't like the sports
Dude,
games.
okay, I don't know if you guys played a bunch of COD, but unpopular opinion, my favorite COD to ever come out was the World War II one. Love that thing to bit.
I actually have a very soft spot for that game. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm with you on that. World War
Dude, that
II was
the
so much fun.
trench lobby, like the trench lobby little mini game was so much fun.
Oh yeah, and you can go around and like interact with other people.
Like,
Oh
dude,
my
listen,
god, dude, that lobby was so
literally the
good.
gulag, but better.
I'm
Dude,
gonna be
that
honest.
entire
I
thing was
grew up as a little Nintendo fanboy, so I didn't really get exposed to like COD and a lot of those other games.
Oh, dude,
honestly, you're not missing
I
out.
love
one of the
Nintendo.
original Call of you guys remember when like Call of Duty or yeah, it was Call of Duty that had like tanks and stuff in like the first couple, right?
Think so?
Dude, I have no idea, dude.
Actually,
Anyway,
no, I'm wrong. I forgot. After looking at my shelf on the Wii, there were multiple Call of Duty
yeah,
releases.
there's multiple Call of Duty
No,
releases on.
yeah, even on the DS, there's a Call of Duty game.
You're right about that. Oh my
Imagine
god.
Yeah.
you get drop shot on the DS.
No, imagine you ask,
Teabag.
you ask for Call of
Teabag.
Duty, and instead
Dude,
of the like Xbox version, your mom gets you the DS version because it's
Listen,
cheaper.
I would pay so
Can we
much
get
money.
COD?
I would pay so much money for like an esports team to all get like DSs and play the original COD against each other. That would be hilarious.
super
That
funny.
is incredible. Holy
Dude, if there
Listen-
can be an esport for like a Shrek game on the GameCube, there can be an esport for COD on the DS.
Listen. I really want like a triathlon, but for esports, like where they have to play 3 different games that are nowhere near each other.
Oh boy. I don't even know what
No,
game
or they
would pick out
just
for
like
that.
they pick one out of like a hat or something. That's the game they have to play.
They're like,
No prep time.
now you have to play chess. And then it goes to
Yeah,
Valorant.
beat the AI in chess.
And then it goes to Apex Legends.
That just sounds like a Ludwig video.
That's true. Holy crap.
I'd say we only have about like 5 minutes left here. So, what are some closing things we can talk about?
Oh wait. We haven't talked about some of my favorite consoles yet.
Yeah, bro. Oh my lord.
Or not
Go
consoles,
full
but
circle.
systems too. All right,
Yeah.
so I hate to be basic, but I grew up with that thing. I
Yeah, the Wii's a
love it,
classic.
and
Did you put it
yeah,
on
really
Fortnite?
solid library. Like me and Guy, we found like his like cousins, old Wii, and dude, we
Yes.
were so hyped to find that thing because it had like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Like what
Now
else
he
did
has
I have on that thing?
games.
Now he has
Pokemon.
Epic Mickey too.
Epic Mickey 2.
Dude, one of my favorite
Yeah.
games to play on the Wii was just the Wii Sports thing.
Yo, true.
You are not
I don't
wrong.
know
That
why.
everyone loves Wii
I
Sports.
could probably find Melee. Is it Melee or Brawl? That's on the.
It's Brawl.
Yeah, Brawl's
Melee
on
was the
Wii.
GameCube.
Yeah, you can still play Melee on Wii because of backwards compatibility.
Well, not all Wii models, like the ones me and you have, they do have the GameCube ports on top, but like newer revisions to probably like save on cost and because not a lot of people utilized it, they
That's fair.
removed that. So like I think there's a like blue variant of the Wii that's a bit limited that didn't have it. Some of them like the black Wii's I think don't have it.
The irony with that, because like the blue Wii, you saying like not having it, the GameCube
Yeah.
was blue.
I'd say more purple indigo.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah,
I mean, if I shift my
besides,
eyes, maybe.
besides the Wii, like what else?
Oh yeah, DS, like again, amazing
Yes.
collection of games. I just love that thing. Just like all the Pokemons, I love those. I think on the DS there wasn't a single Pokemon I would say was bad. The Mario
Yeah,
games on
it's like-
there, those are really solid too.
For sure, for sure.
Let's see,
You weren't
3DS.
kidding
I know that's like kind of similar to DS, but they are different systems.
You weren't
'Cause
kidding
that
when you said
one,
you were a Nintendo fanboy.
oh yeah, no,
Let's
again,
go
I didn't,
on
I
there.
didn't, I don't think I had like PlayStation or any of the other consoles like Sega consoles either until just like teenage years or
Let's be
later
honest here real
high
quick.
school.
DS to 3DS is basically the same as Xbox One to Xbox X and vice versa.
You're not
Mm,
wrong.
but
You're not
I'd argue
wrong.
differently because
Yeah, I would
of
argue
the
different
performance
too.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
if we're
okay.
talking about stuff like Game Boy and Game Boy Color, yeah, I'd say that would be similar, but the 3DS games and DS games are very different, especially
like-
because things you could do in a 3DS are wild
The
compared to
one thing I
DS.
liked about the 3DS over the DS was just the joystick type thing. I don't know
Yeah,
what it
dude,
really want to call
Analog
it.
stick
Yeah, the analog stick.
or circle pad, if you want to call it that,
Yeah,
because it
that
wasn't
thing
a full
was so.
joystick.
That thing was
I
so nice.
loved it.
Like, and imagine like playing the DS. Like, it's a fun console and whatnot, but the D-pad actually hurts my fingers. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
You
after a
aren't
while.
alone in that. A lot of people have problems with D-pads in general. Like I know for fighting games, D-pads are technically better, but sometimes I have the urge to like move my hand down on the PS4 controller to use the thumbstick.
It is true.
I need to get an arcade stick because I like those a lot better.
Oh, the arcade sticks.
I think all
Yeah,
the
there's a lot of consoles I love.
Yeah.
I'd say this one isn't like one of my favorites, but it's an underrated one in my opinion. I was talking about before the Dreamcast. I think has such a solid library of games for how long it was on the market,
Yeah, that thing actually like
and it was
it had,
way
like,
ahead of
some
its
of the best
time.
it was really ahead of its
'Cause, I
time,
mean-
and I hate that it didn't like sell that well because it wasn't like
Yeah, I hate that it
Nintendo or
full.
Sega, yeah. So what?
Well, there's a lot of varying reasons for the
Oh, yeah.
Genesis. I feel like things just went down for Sega,
That's fair,
but
that's fair.
Dreamcast was like a really good to raw because I can think of so many good games I played. Jet Set Radio, Marvel vs. 2. Like half the like I say for Dreamcast is really good fighting games, but also art ports. The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, that one is really good.
Oh god, don't get Hayden started.
The Sonic Adventure series.
Something we all
Okay.
need to do is install that because that's on Xbox now. One of the JoJo fighting games.
Oh yeah, it's on Game Pass. The
That
Battlestar
was
R.
Yeah,
that was
Battlestar
all
R.
stars on the Dreamcast. It was Heritage for Future, but I hope they poured that one too because that one's really good. Pet Shop was busted.
Yeah, wasn't he tournament banned?
I think he was.
Banned everywhere.
It's like-
He had unblockable zero to deaths.
Yo, it's like Brawl Meta Knight.
No,
Okay.
Meta Knight there was some counterplay or
There was no counterplay.
defense you
Don't
could do against
don't
him.
lie to me.
You
Don't lie to
could
me.
block and die.
Don't lie
Hey,
to me.
if a DDD beat Meta Knight in like a grand finals match, there was some counterplay.
Oh man, that's funny. And with that, I think
He was
the
still
conclusion.
ridiculous.
I think
Oh,
with that,
fuck,
that is
I
the
said
conclusion. With that, I think that is the conclusion to our first episode. That is.
No, I can't say my last thing. I see how it is, guys.
We're running out of time. We literally can't.
Well, you should have scheduled better
I know.
and figured out
Alright.
OBS before all this.
Sounds like a
I had to
skill
conclude the
issue.
episode. I had to conclude the episode. Oh man,
What if we
That
don't
being
want
said-
a guy?
I literally.
What if we don't want to play by your rules, guy?
Yeah, who's the one recording this? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Who's the one who has
yeah.
to edit it too? L.
Yeah, you got to deal with all this crap.
Someone say something very terrible he has to take out.
Guys, seriously, like, let me finish this. With that being said, I think that it really that concludes our first episode. I think that was a really good start. Again,
Yeah,
if
it's shame
y'all-
it's cut short.
Yeah, I hate those cut short, but it's fine. We'll have more time in the future, but this is just a good little start point. With that being said, I think that if you like our format with how we talk about video games and want to get involved with the conversation, please leave us some comments. Let us know how we can do better on this. But with that being said, I think that
Like I always wanted to say this.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.